Yo, you got a mic. What's going on, guys? Back here with another banger video. And in today's video, I'm going to be trying to determine whose spine Dr. Doom is going to rip out in Secret Wars. I know this is a little on the nose, but this panel, I would say, is the most famous panel in both Secret Wars events. The one in the 80s and also the one in 2015. So I think this event is definitely going to happen in the Secret Wars movie. And the impact just depends on who Doctor Doom kills. So we'll see. But before I get into the video, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, and turn on that notification bell so you never miss one of my fire uploads. With all that yapping out of the way, let's get right into it. So for this topic, I have 4 options. And I'm going to go over them from the least likely to the most likely. So number 4, who is the least likely but I still think has a chance, is Loki. So as you know, at the end of Loki Season 2, he became the god of stories and is now holding the multiverse together. But what I don't understand is, if he's holding the multiverse together, how is there going to be incursion, right? So the only way for there to be incursions is if Loki either stops doing his job or he dies. So I don't think Loki could die, because if Battleworld is already set up and Secret Wars is already going on, then there's already been incursions. So he would already be dead or would have left his job. But why would he leave the most important job in the universe, in the multiverse, for likely not a very important reason compared to his job, right? So the only way it could be Loki is if he left his job but he didn't die, which I think is very unlikely. Alright, next up is a Thanos variant from another universe. Now, this is who is killed in the Secret Wars comic, and it was like, oh my gosh, Dr. Doom killed Thanos. But Thanos was much, much stronger in the comics. Like, in the Secret Wars comics, there was a Thor Corps, which is basically a police force made out of Thor variants. Just a bunch of Thor variants, and Thanos beat all of them. So Dr. Doom had to come step in. But that's how strong Thanos was. Thanos, and this Thanos didn't have any stones. Thanos in the MCU had all of his stones and was beaten by one Thor. This Thanos had no stones and beat like dozens of Thors. That's just, there's levels. And that's why it was so crazy when Doctor Doom killed him. So if they make a Thanos variant, the one who gets killed, they're going to have to show him just wreaking havoc and being very, very powerful. Probably even more powerful than the mainline one we saw in Infinity War and Endgame. But then again, we have seen this in Multiverse of Madness, and I feel like they're not going to make the variant that much more imposing than the one we saw in the movies, because then it would kind of take away from the mainline Thanos' like power. So I don't think they're going to do that. Alright, second most likely, I think, will be Gaia. I don't know how you pronounce her name. She was from Secret Wars, which I did not watch. I just read a summary about it to make this video. But basically, the main villain, Gravik, uses a DNA machine to become the most powerful Super Skrull and get all of the powers from other Avengers, like Captain Marvel, the Hulk, Thor, Groot, Mantis, Ant-Man, and then Drax, which is the iconic photo of her having Drax's arm. And obviously, Gaia defeats the Super Skrull, and she's just alive. But she is now the most powerful character in the Marvel Universe, maybe besides Sentry, because they basically just have a bunch of superpowers combined, and that's like their whole shtick. But we don't even know how powerful Gaia is, because she likely didn't even use all of her powers. Where Sentry, we know his kit. He has heat vision, super speed flight, super strength, telekinesis, and high durability. That's basically it. Gaia, her full extent is unknown. So I might even say she's stronger than Sentry, because we haven't seen probably a fraction of her power, right? Now, I think she would be a very good pick. She might even be one, except for the fact that she was in Secret Wars, which, first of all, was a TV show, which immediately is going to lessen her importance because the average casual fan probably didn't watch Secret Wars, which I didn't, and I would say I'm an above average fan because I know about some of the comics and I watch a lot of the media, and I just didn't watch Secret Invasion because I heard it was horrible. So her impact would be felt, but because most fans probably don't know who she is, her impact wouldn't be as deep because people would just be like, oh, this lady just got killed. Okay, is that supposed to mean anything? So yeah, I don't think she's gonna be very impactful if she dies. But now we got the number one character I think will be killed by God Emperor Doctor Doom in Secret Wars, Kang the Conqueror. Now, just yesterday, I watched all 3 Ant-Man movies, and I wasn't even planning on making this, but after I saw Kang, I decided to make this movie. And let me just say, I think they nailed Kang's design in Quantumania. Anyway, I don't know why I just had to say that. I think his design looks really good. So obviously, we don't know why Kang wasn't the big bad of the multiverse saga. It's because Jonathan Majors, who's Kang's actor, basically, for some reason, he decided to hit his ex-girlfriend. So that's why he wasn't the big bad, because obviously that's very controversial. And then he got replaced by Doctor Doom. So what better way to be like, you sold your chance and you went down the drain than literally having Doctor Doom kill him? I think that is just perfect. And also, Kang has been in 2 projects, whereas everyone else is really only in their own thing. Loki's only in a Loki show. Thanos Variant, he technically counts as Infinity War / Endgame, but he's a different version, so not really, right? Because if they make it obvious to the audience that this is not the mainline Thanos, then his importance drops. And then we have Gaia, who was really only in Secret Wars, and like I said before, nobody watched that. So Kang being in Loki, which was probably the best Disney show, in my opinion at least, and him also being in Ant-Man Quantumania, which wasn't great, but he was a very imposing presence in that movie. When he came on screen, I was genuinely, I was scared. I might make a whole video on Kang in Quantumania because he was very frightening, I'm not gonna lie. And also, Kang's cockiness would be very interesting to see him just try to fight Doctor Doom and just immediately get obliterated. That would be crazy. And it's just perfect because, the Jonathan Majors thing, he was set up to be the big bad, but then lost his opportunity. So, in the real world, that would be Jonathan Majors sold the bag, and then in the MCU, it would be Doctor Doom just rips out your spine. So, it's correlation, And then we also know that he was an imposing presence. He was very powerful. I don't really know how he got defeated by ants in Quantumania, but that happened. And we could always just say it's a variant of Kang, because as we saw, there was hundreds of Kangs all being summoned in from across the multiverse. So we could just say it's another one, but I feel like it would be most impactful if it was the one from Quantumania, and just say he got out of that weird portal thing he got sucked into. So I think the best person to get killed by way of their spine being ripped out by Doctor Doom would be Kang the Conqueror in Secret Wars. Let me know what you guys think of this pick. Before I do my outro, I just noticed this while editing my video. Sentry is an honorable mention, or my 5th pick, I guess, because he is very powerful, so his death would be impactful, but he's a brand new character, and I feel like they want to do other stories with him and wouldn't want to just kill him off immediately. So I'll say Sentry's an honorable mention. I know you're supposed to do the honorable mention before your main picks, but I forgot to do that, and if I did it now, then I would have to move all the recordings up, and that would just take a long time. So I'm just putting Sentry as honorable mention in the end for my convenience. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Turn on that notification bell so you never miss one of my fire uploads, and I will see you guys in the next one.